I think I found it. Hey Wastelanders, this is Gary, and I'm back with a review of the Cerberus, the Damn Designs Cerberus. And this is a fine knife. I hope you guys didn't mind the intro. I got it in my head. This pivot, I love this pivot, and it always reminds me of the Lost TV show. So I was at the park taking some pictures, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a little Lost intro. And believe it or not, those noises coming from the woods were not faked. It was very scary. I felt like a Bigfoot was watching me. I don't know. It was very creepy. Go back and play that video if you or the intro, because it's very creepy. So I'm going to give a review sort of the Cerberus. I looked up the Cerberus because somebody told me I should. It's a three-headed hound of Hades. That's what it's named for. And sorry about the lights. I hope this is coming across. I have a lighting issue. My main light went out, and I'm trying to light my table using another source. So the light works, but it kind of, I think it's going out because it's turning the bulbs warm instead of cold. Anyway, so far this is the second of the 4 budget knives I've received by Damn Designs, and I recently got the third, the Fenrir, and I'm going to do a review, but I want to carry this a while. And this is a whole ounce lighter than this knife. So I got this from the Apex Pass Around group, and I think I did a Invictus beforehand. I mean, I know I did the Invictus beforehand, but I think it was, I want to say 1 or 2 months before. So I was hoping to get all the knives fairly soon and together, but it's not happening. So if you want to refer back to my Invictus review, I'll post a link up there. Anyway, let's go over the specs of this knife. This knife comes in D2 steel, and it's a clip point. I don't get many clip points. I really don't. Anyway, it's a flat grind, and it has it features a heavy stone wash finish. Like, yeah. This the Invictus was the finish was like this, and the other finish they offer is a heavy stone wash finish. So it's a G10 scales, and it comes in black, blue, green, and jade, so you can dye it. It's a liner lock. It's drop shutty, so I gotta imagine it's on bearings. I can't confirm that because they won't let me take the knife apart, but it flips like it's on bearings. And honestly, I don't remember if I said it that all the knives are on bearings, but I think they are. Apologies. It's a liner lock. It's a tip up right hand, left hand carry, and like the Invictus, it features a super deep carry. You almost have to add a lanyard to it. Maybe I didn't do this knife because I didn't want to, I don't know, pass it on to the other reviewers and leaving them confused with a lanyard like I did the Invictus. Nice Fast were like, he's like, what did this lanyard come with it? Anyway, so it's a flipper tab, manual. It's a manual flipper, not assisted. These knives have great detents. I mean, you don't even have to. It works like a real light switch, but I still treat it like a push button. I think when you treat it like a push button, it makes for a faster deployment. That's me. I don't know if that's true. If I was to buy it, I would probably buy the Jade version, but I think the Jade version comes with the lightly stonewashed or satin finish. So I would be confused because I really like the heavy stonewashed feeling. So I probably would have to buy the Jade version so I can dye it multiple colors, and I would have to do a blade swap and then get rid of the green version with a satin finish. I always am plagued with buying two knives and changing out the parts to get the perfect look. Let's do some knife comparisons, and I usually like to do knife comparisons using different knives. So, but I'll give you the usual comparison for the bug out. So you can see it's quite a bit bigger than the bug out. It's more of a heavy duty, bigger knife. And I always like to use these the Kershaw Knockout because I view the Kershaw Knockout as a really a worker knife. This is a fancy Knockout, but I have like 7 more that aren't as fancy and are abused. So it's about the same size of a Knockout. If you're familiar with the Knockout, you should be, because the Knockouts, I would say, a pretty popular Kershaw. And you saw this earlier. This is the Solaris by Orion Knives. So I dug this out because I think this is a real worker knife like this. So if you're familiar with Orion Knives, the Solaris, you'll dig this comparison. Anyway, let's show you how it compares to the Fenrir. Basically about the same size, but this knife has a great ergos. It has a pretty cool blade shape too. So let's go over some size and weights. The handle is 4.875 inches, so it's a big one. I have large size hands, and I get a lot of purchase on it. It has great ergos, but I would rate the ergos for the knives I've got, of the 3 knives I've got from Damn Designs, I would rate this, the Fenrir, as the best ergos. The Invictus was second, and this would be third. I think it's just because of the downturn. It doesn't feel the greatest in hand, but it feels perfectly. I mean, it feels good. I mean, it doesn't feel the greatest of the 3. So, but I think it's good, though. You know, I like the purchase that I get. So the blade is 3.25 inches, and the cutting edge, it's kind of weird because I measured the blade from tip to the tip of the G10. So, but the blade cutting edge continues because it's got an angle. So the cutting edge, I would say, is 3.56 inches. It's longer than the blade itself. If you were to stab in the blade, you would be stuck at 3.25 inches. But if you're cut something, you have a more cutting edge. Overall, it's 8.06 inches, so it's a big one. The handle thickness is, I measured at 0.55 inches. The blade thickness is 0.157 inches at this fattest point. And the edge thickness is 0.027, so it's not quite as slicey as the Invictus, but it's still slicey. And the weight is a whole whopping 5.36 ounces. So it's heavy, but it's fine. I really liked carrying it. I didn't notice it in the pocket. I mean, it's not like it's like a 7 or 8 ounce knife. It's just a little over 5. My final thoughts. So, as I mentioned earlier, I thought the Invictus would be my favorite. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I thought maybe I mentioned it in the Invictus review. But it was probably going to be my favorite knife. But after I carried the Cerberus for about a week, it started growing on me. I don't know. I don't own it many clip points, and I think I should buy more clip points because I really like a clip point. I own mostly drop points and other odd knives, but a clip point defies my collection. So if I was to buy only one of the 4 budget knives from Damn Designs, I would be tempted to buy this knife, or probably buy this knife based solely on the clip point. Lastly, if for all my Wastelanders out there, just hopefully tell me, besides RJ's knives, he said so on Instagram, that pivot reminds him of the Lost TV series 2, particularly the Dharma Initiative group that they put the symbol on all the secret buildings on the island. I don't know if Adrian was going with that look, but I really like that look. This is probably one of my favorite pivot designs for all the knives I've seen over the years. I can't tell you how much I dig hexagons. I just really love them, and it's so flat in there, and it looks so good. I'm gonna make love to this knife. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I hope you liked the review, and if you could leave a comment, that would be fantastic, and also a like. Help me get my videos noticed, and please consider subscribing, because I'm having a giveaway knife at 777, and I'm tinkering around with buying a knife and trying to acid etch wash it, the blade, and heat anodize the handle. I'm just toying with the idea because I've never done it before, and if it turns out right, it turns out cool, I'm going to give it away in my 777. Hopefully. If I don't get to it, I'll give it away in my 888 giveaway. But I'm just toying with the idea of doing something different outside my comfort area. So, take care, Wastelanders.